Hey everyone, it's Brandon Haye from the League Winners. I'm happy to sit down and talk to a recent UCF commit, Dante Carr. Thank you, Dante, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So, we'll just start off with some intro questions. So, how long have you been playing football?
I started playing football in seventh grade, so I was about 13, so I'm going on year 6.
And did you play quarterback back then, or did you play a couple different positions?
I played quarterback my whole life. In junior high football, I played a little bit of safety too, but mainly just quarterback.
So, did you always dream of playing quarterback? Is that why that was the position for you?
Yeah, that was always my dream, is to play big time football and playing quarterback.
So, what does your training look like, as a quarterback? Do you have, a specific quarterback coach to help you with developing those skills, or what is that like?
Yes, sir. I go to a quarterback coach. His name's Jim Cantafio. He coached Kenny Pickett, coach Dwayne Haskins, coach Chad Henne. And then with that, I also train with Chad Henne. So those two are my quarterback coaches. I've been going to them for 3 years now. So it's usually every Thursday night I'll go down with both of them, get some throws in and stuff. But besides that, it's mainly just on my own. They'll send me stuff. I'll get with my receivers and just get some work in up here.
So when you're throwing it, is there a lot of where you're working on your footwork too, and just anticipation?
Yeah, that's a lot of footwork drills. My favorite drill, it's called the chicken box. It's a lot of moving around in the pocket, a lot of working on mechanics, finishing with your throw, but mainly just footwork.
Gotcha. And when you were going through your recruiting process, what were you looking for when you were deciding on school? Did location really matter to you?
No, location was a big deal to me. I know my family; they'll be there no matter where it was, whether it was in Pennsylvania or if it was in Alaska. It didn't matter where it would be. I know they'd come and support me. But the main thing I was looking for is just a great coaching staff to develop me. And I think with Coach Frost and Coach KZ, I mean, those two, I feel like they could really develop me into a great quarterback.
Definitely. And did it matter to you at all, looking at the quarterback room that's already there, and some, the other commits in this class? I know UCF has another quarterback commit in this class. Did that matter to you at all?
No, not at all. I mean, I got a chance to text Kane a little bit, hoping to meet him soon. But I like having a big QB room, a lot of competition. It makes you be a competitor every day. Iron sharpens iron. They have that up in their weight room, and I love that quote. So, I mean, I was really happy, see a room like that. There's some older guys, and they'll have some younger guys. So it'll be a lot of competition, which is great.
Just talking about being quarterback, what do you think is the hardest part of being a quarterback?
You can't have that mindset, that the last play matter. You always got to look ahead. If you throw a pick, you can't get down yourself, because if the quarterback ain't doing good, then the whole team ain't going to start doing good. So you got to have that mindset of that next play mentality, and can't worry about the plays in the previous drives.
And what do you think is your biggest strength as a quarterback, and what are you looking to work on, the rest of your high school career and going into UCF?
I think my biggest strength is being able to make plays when the pass concepts start to break down with my legs. I think that's a huge benefit for me. And then just some things I must keep working on is just my mechanics. Just keep getting better with those, and keep getting more crisp with them.
Yeah, talking talking about your mobility, I saw that you had a big jump in rushing yards from 2023 to 2024. Did the offense change, or did you just develop that part of your game more? What was, how did that jump really happen?
Yeah, so I think it was a little bit of both. My sophomore year, we had a running back who was like third in the state in rushing yards. He had like 2,400. So we gave him a ball a lot. But then, obviously this year we lost him since he was a senior. So the offense really went to me running the ball. But I mean, all season, I know I really developed on just gaining speed, getting a little bigger, getting more shiftier. So it was a little bit of both.
Is the offense that your high school runs more run oriented? I was looking and I saw that there weren't a ton of pass attempts since you've been playing quarterback.
Yeah, I mean it's been a lot of run heavy. We're a run heavy offense, but at the same time we always sling it. The big thing with us is we're big one play hitters. We have a really fast receiver, so we try and get them in open space and let them run. But then at the same time, it's a lot. I remember one game, I had more running attempts than passing attempts, which is fine. We'll do whatever it takes to win. So I'd say for the most part we're a little bit more run heavy, especially with our quarterbacks, but we're a little bit of both.
Yeah, and talking about quarterback, how important is being a leader, in that role for the team?
Being a quarterback and a leader, that goes hand in hand. Just talking to KZ about it, you got to win the locker room. That goes for high school, college, NFL, anywhere. You need to be the leader in the room. You got to be the one to take charge, lead the team. You're getting the ball every time on offense, so you got to be a leader. You got to hold everyone accountable. You got to set the standard. So being a leader as a quarterback, that's a huge part of the game.
And when you're watching film, what are you really looking at? Because I know, as a quarterback, you have to be aware of, all 11 players on the defense. So what are you really like trying to see when you're looking at film?
When I'm watching film, really trying to look at, what defenses they try to disguise when they go back from the disguise, when they drop back, try to see the alignment of every players, see blitzers, see how they blitz, how they come off the edge on the ends, how they play up front. So it's a lot of film you got to watch, really break it down. That's how, I don't enjoy watching football, just for the fact that, I always get in that film aspect where I'm trying to break everything down, see what they're doing. But it's a lot of just seeing where they're going, alignments, blitzes, coverages, what they tend to do, cornerbacks. So it's a lot of stuff like that.
And so far, through high school, is there a particular play call that is your favorite when it gets called?
Yeah, probably one of my favorite calls is 18 sweep. It's mainly, we go bunch, three wide receiver set right next to the offensive line. It's a direct snap to me and a direct run to the outside. That play's been very successful since my freshman year. Passing wise, I love our mesh. Two inside guys crossing over. We have a guy on a little hunt route, which is kind of like a curl, just find open grass, and then the post over the top. That was a huge pass play for us this year. And, those two plays, they were huge for us last year. And, they're by far my two favorite calls.
And what has been your favorite football moment so far in your career?
It'd probably be back in my sophomore year. We haven't won a district championship in 20 years from that exact day. And a lot of people count us out about it. And we went out, dominated. We won the district championship. And just to see all my teammates that excited, all the hard work we put in just to finally pay off. That was by far my favorite high school memory.
So have you been able to visit UCF yet before you committed?
I was actually on my official visit on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. So after that visit, I got home, talked to my parents, and that ultimately made me decide to commit there.
Were you able to kind of, see around Orlando, or did you mainly stay on campus?
We stayed on campus mainly on Saturday, but they took us to dinner in downtown Orlando, so got to see that a little bit. And then Sunday, they took all the recruits to Universal, so I kind of saw the whole side of Orlando. I've been to Orlando a couple times, so I'm pretty familiar with it. But yeah, we were on campus mainly Saturday, but then on Sunday kind of got out and about.
Well, that's cool. So kind of going, some other questions. So how do you really approach, if you throw, a good pass and, a receiver drops it or something like that, how do you go about just continuing to have a positive attitude?
Yeah, that's a huge part of being a quarterback. That happens all the time. And as being a quarterback, it goes back to what I said about having that next play mentality. You can't get down on people. It's not gonna benefit you at all or the team. So you just got to encourage them, get them ready for the next play, and just totally forget about it. Because if you keep dwelling on that little drop, it's just gonna affect you for the rest of the game. So you just got to have that next play mentality.
I know you said you don't necessarily, love watching football because you have to break down everything. But who's a quarterback that you like to watch?
A quarterback I like to watch is Josh Allen. Just the way he's a big, tall, athletic quarterback, could use his legs. A quarterback I've watched my entire life, who I'll by far say is my favorite quarterback I ever watched for the stuff he did on the field, is Johnny Manziel. Just the way he approaches football. He plays that daredevil mindset, not scared to make plays when a lot of people wouldn't do it, just throw the ball away. I always watch his highlights before every game, just to get me all fired up. And that's a quarterback who I definitely try to play like.
Well, thank you, Dante, for joining me for a few minutes to, do this interview. And good luck the rest of your high school career. And can't wait to see you at UCF.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.